Welcome to a healthier, happier you, the people working to make it happen. I'm Evan J. Cholfin from Luxhammer, where we help the brands that help you live healthier. Today I'm joined by Nichole Whitcomb, CEO of Ovarium Conception, a company changing the game with natural fertility solutions. Nichole, welcome.
Hi, Evan. It's so nice to be here.
So, what inspired Ovarium's focus on natural hormone-free fertility solutions?
So, our founder, Camille Sylvester, is an APRN, advanced practice nurse. Throughout her career, she had clients and customers who struggled conceiving, but there really wasn't anything on the market or available to people who didn't want to go the traditional medicine route. She had two girls of her own, and then got remarried and had a new relationship and wanted to have additional children. And she was in her late 30s, which, as all women listening know, you're told you're in geriatric pregnancy mode, which is not something we like to hear. But that's when your fertility rates really start to decline after 35. So she came up with this idea of doing a conception cup. The idea that she had is a silicone cup made from medical grade silicone. It's inserted after intercourse to keep seminal fluid up underneath the cervix as close as possible to the uterus and designed to be worn for extended period of time, giving the body time to naturally do what it needs to do. Natural time for sperm to get to the egg without any kind of invasive chemicals. She had some test groups that she tested the product on and it worked. It worked great. She ended up having two little boys using her patented device. She had a boy at 37 and a boy at 39. So she's patented this idea and now she brought this to market so that we can help as many people as possible who are struggling with infertility.
That's fantastic. So, what's been your most successful channel to date? Direct to consumer, Amazon, or Walmart?
Amazon is definitely our biggest channel. Everybody, that I know has Amazon Prime or knows about Amazon or buys some of their products already on Amazon. We really have this wonderful ability now that we didn't have when you had to go to the store to purchase something. You get that discreet package that comes in the mail. It comes usually really quickly. You don't have to wait a long time for it to come. It allows you to purchase something like this product without having to go to a doctor, go to the pharmacy, go to a specialist, go to a reproductive clinic, go for invasive procedures. It just comes right to your door. You use it in the privacy of your own home.
That's great. How has your product line evolved since the initial conception cup?
Our mission is really to empower individuals on their journey to conception. We know that everybody's journey looks different. For some people, it may happen right away. For others, it may take some time. There are all kinds of different contributing factors that go into trying to get pregnant. While we initially started with just the conception cup, we've also since evolved to offer additional products that further that mission of empowering people, giving them the tools and resources at home that they need to conceive naturally. Our second product is an FDA cleared fertility friendly, sperm friendly lubricant. There's only a handful of brands on the market that have this special fertility friendly classification by the FDA. It's all natural, non GMO, gluten free, no fragrances, parabens, dyes, sulfates. It's a very clean, very natural lube that is pH balanced and mimics the fertile cervical mucus that you have in your vagina when you're trying to conceive. One of the components that causes infertility is not having just that right consistency. I tell people when I'm trying to explain it that it's like the salmon that are trying to swim upriver in Alaska to go lay eggs. If the river is too wet, it's too much, they can't swim. If it's too dry, they can't swim. You have to have just that right consistency. That's our loop. And then we wanted to take that one step further before you're even actually timing everything and tracking your ovulation and using the cup. You want to prepare your body to try to conceive. We've developed a male and female fertility support supplement to do that. Those products are also vegan, non-GMO, clean products, no additives or fillers, and they both contain vitamins and minerals you would find in a regular fertility supplement, but they also contain naturally sourced ingredients like chasteberry for the female formula, which is known to help regulate hormones, improve egg health. There's maca root in the male formula that is similar for sperm, improves sperm health, improves hormones levels like testosterone. So we want to offer all different options to people wherever they are in their journey. We've packaged everything together and do a complete conception kit that has the cups and the lube and pregnancy tests and ovulation tests. We want those to be options that can come right to your home.
That's great. And so, who's your ideal customer profile?
We are finding that we have the best customer profile with somebody who's in their 30s or maybe their late 30s who are either having trouble conceiving or who have had trouble conceiving in the past. They're at that point where they're feeling that time crunch. They're feeling like they're running out of time and running out of options. Perhaps they've seen a medical provider who says, okay, well, go see this IVF doctor, and they're looking at that bill for $30,000 with no guarantee that it's going to work, with hormones and side effects and potentially lethal complications. And so that's really the consumer base that we want to offer the most hope to. This is a step, no hormones, non-invasive, reusable, use it as many times as you need to. It's not a disposable thing. It's natural, do it at home. It's really that stepping stone. We've done a study on our product between women from 28 years old to 46 years old. The over 30 bracket conceived more than any other age bracket. In fact, our 46-year-old participant naturally conceived using our ovarium conception kits. So we were thrilled that we have this science-backed evidence to show that this works. 52% of our participants conceived during that study, which is higher than IUI. It's higher than IVF. It's higher than natural fertility rates for 30 and up.
It's incredible. So, what's been your biggest challenge in scaling a natural fertility brand?
The biggest challenge, and I think it's not just fertility brands, it's all new brands, right? Is you have a great product, you have a great message, you want to share it with the world. It's hard to get the word out sometimes. We've done some TV spots, and great podcasts like this are always a big help. But when you're a startup, you don't have billions of dollars like some of these big companies have to spend on advertising and TV spots and all of these things that can bring potential customers in, but they're out of reach for small businesses. We've had to get really creative, and I think small business owners in this same spot have to get really creative about how do you get the word out that you have such an amazing, life-changing, game-changing product that is available to you right in your house.
Yeah, absolutely. Um, how do you educate consumers about your hormone-free approach?
We've done a lot of trade shows. I love talking to people in person. It really gives me the ability to explain how the product works. They can touch it, they can feel it, they can see the two different sizes that we offer. I like talking to people in person. I like talking to people in video. I think face to face is a huge difference between just getting a message on a computer. We've done a lot of Instagram. We know that there are a lot of people active on Instagram, and that's kind of where you go when you're looking for information, especially in the over 30 group. They're typing into Instagram, fertility, trying to conceive, TTC. And so by having that presence there and constantly posting and updating and posting stories, we're really trying to engage that audience and educate them on our product, but also just all phases of fertility and infertility. One of my favorite things to do is I love random facts. That's just who I am as a person. I love sharing all the facts that you may just not know. One of my favorites right now is the gender of a baby. The sex of a baby is determined by the chromosomes of the man's sperm. Has nothing to do with the woman. The sperm either has an XX or an XY. Depending on that is whether you have a boy or a girl. Just things like that, and educating and being a support for people out there who are trying to go through this process.
What makes it challenging to stand out in the wellness space?
Right now, it's that our concept is very new. It's like when anything new gets introduced. Do you remember when the internet first came out and it was like, what is this thing? We don't want it. It's weird. It makes a weird noise when you try to start it up. And so just kind of presenting that this is a new option and gaining that trust and showing people that it is available. That's kind of the hardest part.
Yeah, definitely. Have testimonials played a role in your education process?
Yes, testimonials we've found are one of the best ways to reach out to potential customers because you have that trust. If you see that someone has used it, it was easy, it was simple, it cost very little compared to any other potential options out there, and it worked, that's what people want to see. We love sharing pictures of our ovarian babies that people send us because we want to show that this is something that can work. And that's the dream that you have, is to have a baby, and we want you to get there. And so testimonials are a huge part of that.
Great. So, what are your main growth targets for 2025?
This year, we're on Amazon and we've been accepted to Walmart.com. We would really love to continue to expand on Walmart.com so that we have both avenues. The next step would be, can we get it in Walmart in store? You're already there for your soap and your shampoo and your feminine hygiene products, and this would fit right in there as an option for you when you're trying to conceive easily without going to an extra store, an extra stop. You're already there. So that's our big goal for 2025.
What's your strategy for expanding retail presence?
We work with a couple of different programs. There is a website platform called Range Me, RANGE, Me, M-E. It's an online platform. Consider it the Facebook of companies looking for brands and products. So you put your company on, you list all your products, you talk about what your company does and what your products do and what the potential you'd offer them for wholesale is. And then it allows retailers to come and look at you, and it allows you to look at retailers. So it's a platform for making some of those connections. And that's what we're really using right now to get those connections and schedule those meetings so that we can continue to grow the brand.
That's great. So, what trends are you seeing in natural fertility solutions?
We're seeing huge trends in pulling away from hormones and chemicals and parabens and sulfates. We're learning so much about how those different types of chemicals can have an impact on the body, especially when you're trying to get pregnant. Even limited exposure to things like BPA, studies are now showing that it can significantly impact your fertility. That is one of the things we're really seeing as a trend. Where we want to fit into that is they want clean, they want vegan, they want something that they feel like they can trust and not be worried about scary ingredients. Kind of goes into this whole movement that we all are familiar with of going back to nature, going back, starting your garden, having chickens, going back to this more natural lifestyle and moving away from the chemical lifestyle and away from additives in a way that keeps you happier and healthier.
Absolutely. So, what would make 2025 a success for Ovarium?
We would love to make as many babies as possible. That's our main goal, is to help people have those babies. So the more the merrier.
I love that. Well, thank you. And that's it for today's episode of Healthier, Happier You, the people working to make it happen. A huge thank you to Nichole for sharing her insights and amazing work that Ovarium Conception is doing to help people live healthier, happier lives. If you enjoyed this conversation, make sure to subscribe, leave a review, and share it with someone who could benefit. If you're a brand or business making an impact in health, wellness, or personal care, we'd love to help you grow. Connect with me at luxhammer.com. Thanks for listening. Until next time, stay healthy, stay happy, and keep making a difference.